Hello there. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning somewhere out there in the world. Buenos dias, mi gente. It is a beautiful Saturday. What are we going to learn about today? What are we going to talk about today? Um, I do have a team of financial leaders that are professionals that will be coming on. I'm going to have a couple of them come on our show and talk about making a difference in our financial world. Many times we hear about generational wealth, but yet we don't want to learn about it. We don't want to get involved in where we can learn about it. We don't want to invest time and or money to learn about it. Well, I'm gonna bring up some experts on the show. I actually brought Marta Chavez on before and also Norma Zambrano before on financial literacy. That's something that we often don't talk about or not talk about it enough, right? So I want to thank everybody that's joining me here today. I don't have a guest, but it's okay because I wanted to talk about becoming an organ donor and being a blood donor. Um, I am an organ donor and I am also a blood donor. I've taken a break about a year that I have not donated blood, but I will say why I haven't. I really don't have a true reason. So the shirt that I have on today, see that? It says, Give the Perfect Gift, American Red Cross. Give the perfect gift. I became an organ, I'm sorry, not an organ donor, but I became a blood donor. I am O positive. That is my blood type. So therefore, I can help a lot more people with that kind of, or help save lives with that kind of blood or that type of blood. I didn't know what type of blood I had for many years until my daughter was born 24 years ago. And since then, I said, now I know what type of blood I have. um, I hope that I hope that the frequency of the signal is coming through clear. If you're watching me, give me a thumbs up. I'm looking at the comments. I thank you for joining me. And so I am actually thankful and grateful that my son is actually who is the blame in a good way that had made me become a donor. And many times not an organ donor, I'm sorry, a blood donor. And many times we don't think about it. We don't just mainly don't think about it, honestly, that we should. And here's the reason why we should. Because we can. And two, if you like saving lives, why not be a blood donor? Why not? Um, some time ago, my son was in high school and he told me, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna donate blood." And I'm like, "Okay, great." But when I was in my late early 30s, I used to work at the YMCA back in 2004. Was a change of life and what have you, and so the Red Cross was there. And even at high school, I just wasn't qualified to donate because my iron level wasn't high enough or my weight was not where I needed to qualify to donate blood, because there's certain restrictions or requirements, if you will, on being able to qualify to donate blood. So I attempted to, I just really wasn't qualifying back in high school. Nope, my weight wasn't there. 110, I think, was the most I weighed for many, many years. Some of you wish you had that problem, right? But metabolism worked so fast that I burned calories the moment I swallowed it. My food, I was burning calories real fast. Of course, that changed once you get to 30s and 40s and now 50s. That metabolism certainly has changed. But I attempted to donate blood for a long time. And then fast forward, I mean, I just stopped wanting to or even trying until my son was in high school and said, "Mom, the Red Cross is here and I'm going to donate blood." I'm like, you know what? I showed up. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it too. I know that I'm O positive and I know that that is rare blood as well that could help save more lives, right? So I started donating blood. And years later, my dad was like, "Why are you donating blood? You need that blood." Well, he didn't understand how the body works, the anatomy of things, and that you can actually gain that blood back, right? When you donate. So I just love saving lives. And as much as I would like to. I like to donate more than I could, but because you have to wait so many weeks from time to time that you were donating blood. So every year I started donating blood at least twice a year. And then I said, well, COVID hit. Why not donate plasma? Someone said that once you get COVID, you have the antibodies. Many patients needed the antibodies, especially those that were very ill from COVID, right? Or coronavirus, as it was called too. Um, and then I started donating plasma. Um, I went to one near me, and that is a longer process when you're donating that to fill in the pint, what have you. It's a machine and it vibrates in your arm, and if it's vibrating too much, then it's not flowing right. I mean, and then it was weird to see that they actually push that blood back in you. In case you didn't know, that's what happens when you're donating blood. They take the plasma out, and that blood goes right back in you. So it is a longer process while you're sitting there. Could be an hour, 2 hours, while that is taking place. So I felt that I was making a difference. I was actually saving lives, and it's just such a heartfelt feeling, a warm feeling that you get when you are saving lives. And then as I was donating blood, what really blessed me was actually seeing the fact that I would get an email and saying, your blood, thanks to your blood type, it's going to this clinic or this hospital. And it just made me feel really good that I was being a blessing to someone. Being able to save lives and donating blood made me feel really, really good. And then when I got COVID back in December of 2020, um, someone, I forget, oh, it was at my eye doctor. She said, Eve, I donate plasma here, and they pay you. I didn't do it so much because I could use the money. Certainly was a blessing to get that as well, but it was more to save lives. And I had antibodies. I consider myself a healthy person, and I started donating plasma. Now, you cannot do both. You have to do one or the other, donate blood or donate plasma. So I chose to do the plasma. And did I think I got one email from that to tell me where exactly it was going, that plasma was going. So why not make a difference? Why not do it? I mean, we get it back in our body. And, just like an organ, are you an organ donor? I mean, once you pass away, you don't need the good organs that you have in you. Some may say it's against their religion. Well, I'll respect that of you. But being an organ donor, you don't have to do it while you're living. I mean, some people do. They'll donate a kidney, they'll donate a part of their lung if it's for a baby. And when I pass, whatever organ that's in me, somebody's going to make money off of it. I get it. I understand that how it works. It's unfortunate that it goes into through a black market as well, where many kids or black and brown people are missing, and it's because of the black market. I'm not saying that they're missing for this reason only, but that could be a reason um, to get organs and be selling them in the black market, right? But there's according to the organ donor.gov, there's 104,104 men and women and children are on the national transplant waiting list. Um, they're asking for professionals to partner with them to save lives. Find out what workplace partners do, view current members, sign up for groups or businesses on this page. For workplaces, learn how to spread the word about the importance of organ donation in your workplace and community. Outreach materials are in the libraries. Help spread the word about the importance of signing up as an organ donor or an eye and a tissue donor with the free digital outreach and educational materials. I sat on a board and served for quite a few years, almost 10 years, 8 to 10 years in MOTEP, Minority Organ Tissue Transplant Education Program. We have local chapters here, and kudos to Sheila George, and also Keisha Anderson, that and everyone else that's on the board still, in making a difference and bringing awareness of organ donors. And um, 1991, Dr. Calendar conceptualized the founded the National Minority Organ Tissue Transplant Education Program, known as MOTEP, MOTTEP, for the purpose of increasing minority donation rates nationally. National MOTEP is the first national organization to identify a twofold solution to the donor shortage. And so we do have a local multicultural wellness network, MOTEP. That's our local chapter to this organization, to MOTEP. And I was blessed to have seen Sheila yesterday at a morning meeting with legislators, and she mentioned about the dementia and Alzheimer's. And so right now they have Alzheimer's Association webinar for Black History. Information is there under Multicultural Wellness Network. That's MWN for Multicultural Wellness Network, motep.org. Go look that up. I'm going to put these links also on all the platforms that I'm speaking through. Real Talk with E.V.E show. And of course, if you don't know, this show is Lunch and Learn on Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 12:30 as well. So there will be a health summit coming up April 15th from 9 to 3. This is Northwest Indiana Health Summit, roundtable discussion, problems and solutions. These are conversations that we need to have at the table that we don't often speak within our families, within our culture. And we need to bring awareness, just as I brought awareness about the lymphedema, right? Um, so save the date, April 15th from 9 to 3. There will be a roundtable discussions, health and wellness panel discussions, keynote presentation, health wellness booths, and lunch. And of course, the moderator will be Sharon Johnson, MD, Dr. Sharon Jackson, Indiana Surgical Associates, hosted, of course, none other than by Multicultural Wellness Network at Indiana University Northwest School of Nursing. That will be at the Library Conference, 3400 Broadway, Gary, Indiana. Registration's opened already, so um, register, and it is right around the corner. There's several opportunities to get information, to be educated on this, to be a voice for your family. So once again, go to M as in Mary, W, N as in Nancy, motep.org, and learn about being an organ donor. And we also get to hear testimonies about being the recipient of an organ donor. And I know a close friend of mine, sister in Christ, her husband received two, not one, two lungs. His lungs had actually gone bad because he had contracted COVID, and he was not a sickly person, but that happened. But thank God that there was two organs, and I know that people in some cases have to die in order for someone to receive an organ, but it is truly a blessing. I also have known a young lady, Mr. Dilly, in our church, 18 years young, donated her organs, and she got to continue to beat her heart in someone else, and her heart still beats on. And that organ was donated to her mom's best friend. So that heart still beats on, and that's truly a blessing, And then, donating blood, donating plasma is just a way of giving life, a way of giving back. saving lives. And I wanted to talk about that today. It's not the awareness donate blood month. It's not the awareness of donate plasma month. It's not the awareness of donate life. It is just awareness, period. That if you're not even thinking about it, I want to make a difference. What can I do? This is one way of doing it. You know, when you get your license or renew your license, they ask you, do you want to be an organ donor? If my eyes are still good, which they're not as good, the greatest, but if I can donate my eyes when the Lord says it's time for me to go, why not? If my heart is still healthy by the time when I am supposed to go, that my life is done here on earth, my purpose is done here on earth, then let someone else get that beat in their life. My heart, my lungs are still healthy, my liver's still healthy, my kidneys are still good. Someone else is going to make money off of it, but it's going to help save a life. And I have that in my license. I have that little heart to be an organ donor. Why not? So I hope that in me talking about it may make you think about it in you doing so. And it's a heartfelt feeling to do that, to be a blessing to someone else. And I'm going to go back to donating blood. I gave myself a year in between the plasma. You know, you have to wait several weeks or months before you, once you donate plasma, to start donating blood. I gave myself a year to do that. So I will be scheduling my next appointment soon. And I'm saying it here live on my show, Real Talk with E.V.E. Give, what does that shirt say? What does that say? Can you read it? Let's be a gift. Let's donate blood. Let's be an organ donor, plasma donor. You know, some people, I was at the plasma clinic when I was there, and I know that some did it because they needed the money. If you need the money, donate plasma, but you got to be healthy. There's certain requirements for that as well. They go through a slew of questions. They test your blood and before you can donate to make sure you're fine. And if you like, I had a bone graft done to my mouth because I want to have an implant. They had to know what type of draft skin, you know, what was put in there. It was from a cow or from a pig, and you know, they ask a lot of questions just to make sure that you are fine to donate it, to not get someone else sick. They're not going to allow that. It is an experience. It can be a bit painful and uncomfortable, but just knowing the reason why I was doing it was enough for me to just go ahead and do it. And you also get a referral fee, you know, if you go to a plasma center where they actually pay you. If you refer a friend, they also will give you some money for it, but mainly do it for the reason of saving a life. And if you're not an organ donor, think about that. I also was in touch with, and I featured them. I follow them on LinkedIn, and it's also about donating life. It's also about saving lives. And Rick, I believe is his name. I want to give you his information as well. They actually save lives in doing it differently. And what they do is they help raise funds. They help raise funds for families that have a child in need of an organ, or have been have had their organs transplanted. And I am trying to find out what their name is. Yes, COTA, COTA. That's Children's Organ Transplant Association. And that organization is a non for profit. They're out in Bloomington, Indiana. And kudos to um, Doctora Yolanda. Dr. Yolanda actually blessed me with the connection. We were at a dinner this past year, and what they do is also help a family in need. They have funds that they want to give to familias in East Chicago and Hammond and Gary and throughout the country. They help raise funds for a family because it takes money, lodging, travel, uh, expenses for food. And so they are also raising funds to help with that. And you can go to coda.org, that's COTA.org. And this show is dedicated to how to give back, how to save lives. The Children's Organ Transplant Association helps children and young adults who need a life saving transplant by providing fundraising assistance and family support. Go to their website and you'll see that they help raise funds. They also have some funds to help with lodging, to help reimburse them, reimburse the families for their lodging, food, gasoline, because they have to travel to another state, another city, hours away to go and take their child to prep them for their transplant, or while they have already been have an organ transplanted in them. And even the donor, they need medical care as well. And of course, thanks to CODA, they stepped into lives during the most traumatic, confusing moments that people have experienced. You will see stories that, as a matter of fact, I'm just finding out this month of March is National Kidney Month, and so I'm getting this information from CODA. An Ohio teen is college shopping and considering a career in medicine thanks to a new kidney from her mom's best friend. Wow, that's awesome. So this month of March, it happens to be the March is National Kidney Month, and which is a month-long awareness raising grassroots efforts to spread the word across the country about the importance of kidney health. March 9th, which we just had a couple days ago, was celebrating this year as World Kidney Day, which highlights the importance and of preventive interventions to avert the onset and progression of kidney disease. An Ohio family knows it all too well. With life-saving difference a health kidney can make, and is focused on making sure their daughter's kidney journey will give hope to a family facing a kidney crisis this month. So, see, staying healthy, if you are an organ donor, staying healthy will keep those organs healthy so that when you are wanting to donate, you can do it. When you pass away, you can do it. And let your family know that you want to or donate your organs. So children are being saved by others donating their kidneys. So this mom's best friend was able to help her daughter by donating um, a kidney. So this teenager from Ohio was given a new kidney from her mom's best friend. So that's awesome. Kudos. Yes, yes. So go to coda.org. That's COTA.org. And the CODA stands for Children's Organ Transplant Association. So, Rick, thank you so much for spearheading this organization and making a difference in our youth and young adults and help raising funds, bring awareness. Um, so this is something that we all may have not been thinking about, and as you should. And I hope in just bringing this awareness here today kind of wakes up the interest or sparks an interest in you that's watching, that's listening. Share this information to others. It's all about sharing is caring, sharing the information, bringing awareness about being an organ donor, about being a plasma donor, tissue donor, organ donor, blood donor. You can do it now. You consider yourself healthy. Your iron, they'll check your iron level. They'll tell you, ask you about your weight, your health, and schedule. I know the Red Cross does not give you any money for it, but that's not why we want to be a blood donor. My dad couldn't understand that years ago until he unfortunately needed blood transfusion. He had a bleeding ulcer and he bled quite a bit, and because his health wasn't the greatest, he needed that blood transfusion. And I was thankful for whomever blood was that he received that helped saved his life. So I hope that this show today has brought or sparked an interest in you or whomever watches this to bring the awareness to your family, talk about it. You know, sometimes you may not be thinking about it and it never comes or crosses your mind to do it. And I hope that today's show has done that for you. Um, that it's to me an amazing thing that we can have that to others, that we can have it to give it to someone else. I've not thought about donating an organ while I'm living. I've not prayed about it, but I know that in donating plasma, I've saved lives. And I know that in donating blood, I've saved lives, especially with my type of blood, O positive. If you had that rare blood, please think about donating blood because we can have a shortage in A type or B type, um, positive or negative, and having the O type, the universal blood type, can really help save many more lives. I hope that in this show, I continue. Um, well, that's my plan to continue to talk about real issues, to talk about bring in, people that can give you knowledge, share their knowledge and expertise to learn something, whether it's mental health, financial, your physical health, your spiritual health. It's so important that we stay healthy, mind, body, and soul, so that we can have the peace and show and share the love that we so have in us with others. Because we have an existence here on life. Don't just exist, live with a purpose. Follow your passion and you'll find your purpose. And I live an exciting life. I love my life. And I hope that you start loving your life if you don't. I hope, first of all, that you yourself and get out of your own way and make a difference in someone else's world. That when you help with someone else's problem, your problem seems to feel so much smaller and smaller each day. So, with that, I really want to thank you for joining me here today and for sharing this show. We are live on several platforms on my LinkedIn, to my LinkedIn family. Love you guys. Thank you for following me and sharing the information with others. Thank you for sharing this show and subscribing to the YouTube channel, Eve Gomez. And I'm just a giver of life. Um, I speak life over people and I give tough love to those that need it. And because I mean well, because I care genuinely. And this show was birthed out of caring too much for people, right? And also on my Facebookers, thank you, ethereal lifestyle. This is what it means to live that ethereal lifestyle. It's not about how much money you have, it's about how much money you keep and what you do with it. So these are only 30-minute shows. I have other guests that are scheduled to come in the near future to speak their testimony, their life, and how things have happened in their life and why things have happened and what they've done with it. We're going to bring them on here. We're going to continue to talk about finances. Oh my goodness, generational curses. Let's get rid of that and let's make generational wealth. Let's bring the knowledge about generational wealth. And they're saying knowledge is powerful. The use of knowledge is even more powerful. What we do with what we learn makes a whole lot more bigger difference in people, if I could say it like that, right? I can't repeat it that way again. A whole lot bigger difference, there you go, in someone else's life. So thank you for tuning in to Real Talk with EVE. I'll be back next Wednesday with some lunch and learn. Let's learn about things. Why not? You seek, you will find. You ask and you shall receive, right? So with that, thank you so much once again for joining me here on Real Talk with EVE. Muchas gracias. Until next time, peace to you. Have an awesome weekend. Be safe, be blessed, and most of all, love yourself first. Because you know what? If you don't do it, no one else will. And you can't say that you love me if you don't love yourself. On that note, peace to you. Be safe. Talk to you later. I know. Until next time, here on Real Talk with EVE.